Let's go to question number 6. Okay, so we're given the following question. So just give me a second here. Okay, so here we're asked which is the missing step in this proof. We're given statements. So we have the first statement, the slope of df equals the slope of BC. So I'm assuming, yep, we have some diagram of two triangles. We're given statements, so the first statement, the slope of df is equal to the slope of BC. Second statement, the slope of df is equal to the slope of BC. So df, so here they're defined definition of slope, reason, transitive property of equality, corresponding sides of congruent triangles are congruent, ASA angle, side angle. So they're giving a bunch of relationships, and we need to determine which one is the correct relationship in this proof. So here we're given AC is parallel to DE. Definition of parallel lines, so we're saying AC and DE. So, and they're giving us the following equation. So we let F be a midpoint of AC, and so on. F is equal to x1 plus x3. I believe this would be divided by 2 since we're defining a midpoint. This is just kind of in an improper format. So this is a little hard to read, so I'm going to assume y1 plus y3 divided by 2, and then y1 plus y2 divided by 2, and then x1, yeah, and so on. Let's look at what the junior tutor attempted to solve. So we're given the statements. So I believe this kind of format kind of just confuses the question over here. And they go through the proof. However, it's not really clear here why this is the case. So we have a midpoint, but this should be divided by 2, not x32. df equals y1 plus y32. So let's look at this. So they say B statement is the correct. So let's draw out this triangle and think about this. So we have the following. B, it will be something like this. So this isn't 100% to scale. We'll have A, F, B, C, and we have E. So I believe here x1 is related to A. So we have x1, y1, the coordinates. And then we have x2, y2, these coordinates. Then x3, y3, and so on for the rest. Sorry, this is a little messy. This was supposed to be a 3. Okay. And we essentially just need to figure out what step 10 is. And we're going to fill step 10 with one of these statements up here. So, to start off, let's think about this. AC is parallel to DE. So AC is parallel to DE. This is true. This is definition of parallel lines. Let F be a midpoint of AC. So a midpoint of AC, so F over here, okay? And then they define the midpoint here. So let's rewrite what this means. So F is actually equal to, so we have x3 and x1. So we'll take x1 plus x3 and divide it by 2 to get the x coordinate. And the y coordinate is just y1 plus y3 divided by 2. So this is kind of what is meant by this. And then slope of df, so we're looking at df, is y1 plus y3 over 2 minus this, y1 plus y2 divided by 2, y2. So let's rewrite this as well. So df equals, so we have y1 plus y3 divided by 2 minus y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Oh, no. And then, oh, these should be in opposite positions. So yeah, this format is kind of making this question a little too confusing to answer, but we'll keep going through this just to see where we end up. So 2 minus x1 plus x2 okay, and we have divided by 2, and this is in brackets. So these two are opposites actually, so x usually comes first, but this is what this statement is. The slope of BC is y3 minus y2 x3 minus x2, so let's erase some space up top to write this out. Okay, so BC, so BC, we know this is x1, x2, x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, so they're saying BC here is y3 minus y2 and x3, x2 minus x2. So these are also backwards here. So this is kind of a poorly defined proof. They're telling us what's the missing step in step 10. So let's look at these options. So statement, the slope of df equals the slope of bc. Oh, so here they've simplified out df, and they end up with y3 minus y2 and x3 minus x2, which is the same as bc. So that's kind of the step here that's telling df is parallel to bc, so where's df and bc? So interestingly here, 11 is not true according to this diagram. So yeah, I'm not sure why this proof seems a little off. I see why the junior tutor selected B. So B, the slope of df is slope of bc. It makes sense for this step, but step 11 here doesn't really make sense according to this diagram because these two lines are not parallel. So I guess the step 9 should be here is incorrect, but technically the question isn't really asking to verify the previous steps, only asking what step 10 is. So looking at the answers, A, the slope of df is equal to slope of bc, so this is kind of what they're saying over here because they're parallel. So is it this definition of slope? So it's not really what they did over here. Transitive property of equality. So yes, so they use this transitive property of equality. So they equalize this and this based on this calculation to get that the df, the slope of df is equal to bc. So B is correct according to this proof, even though the proof is a little bit off. So let's look at statement C. df is equal to bc. So this doesn't really make step in this. Doesn't make sense according to this solution. Corresponding sides of congruent triangles are congruent. It's not really what the solution is getting at. And angle side angle, we don't really discuss angles here. It's more the transitive property of equality that we look at between step 9 and 11 to get that df is equal to bc. So the proof is a little bit off, but the correct answer according to this proof is statement B. So the junior tutor goes through this correctly to an extent to get statement B. So let's write out a comment over here. So correct answer selected. B. Great job. Question is unclear with lots of typos. Yeah, I think that's all I'm going to say for this question, and I'll mark this as correct. Let's go